No one says anything about my mask.
Market Matt.
Yes.
Market Matt is back. So is the Fireside chat on 86.5 The Vibe. It's your boy Jackie C.
And Shade.
And our boy Market Matt.
What's up, everyone?
So we got a question early. Well, first, I'm leaving to ask everybody how they're doing. How are you doing today, Shane?
Doing good. I actually got my water done today, so good stuff going on.
I'm not going to lie to you, I'm nowhere near close. But I was doing well this week, guys. Which
Water.
The last 2 days, it's a gallon a day challenge.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
But I'm
liquid
at,
that
like-
we find on planet Earth.
I was going to say.
Drinking
I
a gallon
like
is
it
pretty
half a
hard.
gallon. Yeah, I was going to say I did.
You know what the
terrible.
actual recommended amount is?
Isn't it like a fluid
under a
ounce for
gallon,
every
right?
pound
It's
that you weigh?
half your body weight in fluid ounces.
Oh, half your. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's
Yeah.
half your body weight. There you
That's
go.
good to know.
Drink your water. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. That being said, Matt, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well.
That's great to hear.
Great.
How was the market this week?
Interesting.
It's
Very
interesting, up and down.
interesting. It's
You
up
want
and
to talk
down.
about it some?
I mean, I just noticed that a lot of the things that were very hyped up the last couple of weeks are coming back down to reality, finally. So the volatility in those is definitely coming back down to where they're fair value in price, I guess. Like GameStop's not over $100 anymore. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yeah, what's it at, like 50?
AMC's under 10, I think now, maybe.
Yeah, it's at like 6.
Yeah, so just the hyper inflated artificial increase in those stock prices, everything's coming back down to reality. I think actually because some of the prices came down on those, it did drag down the market. I think like earlier in the week a little bit, maybe.
A little bit.
Yeah, overall it wasn't a bad week though. I personally ended in the green, which is always good. So
I think I finished this week like $30 in the red. Close. I was really close. Yeah, I was going to say.
Not bad. It happens.
Nah, for sure. So let me ask you this then. Do you think Wall Street Bets is done?
No. I think there'll be other GameStops in the future, maybe not as major of a short squeeze. And I think now that people are looking for stocks that have a higher short percentage, like we talked about last podcast, I think that, there may not be as much movement now because more people are aware on both sides, both retail and the institutional investors and the short sellers, all of that. So I don't think it'll be as much, but who knows? Maybe the next GameStop's coming up. We'll see. We're gonna try to find it early this time. That's
okay.
Sure.
I was gonna say no. That sounds like a great plan. So let me ask you this. We got a question sent in. I believe I forwarded it to you, so you should have an answer. But it was about well, you always have an answer. They're always fantastic. But the question was, would you recommend Robinhood?
No.
No,
I would not. They were great at first to get, I guess, a lot of people that weren't into investing to be into investing. They were actually one of the first companies to offer commission-free trading, which is awesome. Before when I started trading, Robinhood was an option. I'm a little more of like an intermediate to advanced, I would say, investor or trader or whatever. So I opted for the TD Ameritrade because they offer the Thinkorswim platform, which is what I personally use. Much more stuff you can do with it. At the time, they were charging $7 a trade, or I think $4.99, or between $4.99 and $7. All these other brokers are doing that. Then when Robinhood came out, all those companies said, okay, we're getting rid of our commissions as well. So once that happened, I didn't see any reason to get Robinhood because I had commission-free trading as the same as Robinhood, as well as all the extra, tools and stuff that I have with the platform I use. Your question, though, would I recommend it? No. And the reason, just because of all the stuff that's happened, the negative, PR and the negative news that's come out against them, there's going to be lawsuits and stuff with them limiting the securities, limiting people, buying certain stocks and stuff like that. You may not want to own or have, your money in there just because they could go under, they could go bankrupt. I doubt they will, but there's a lot of negative things against them right now. So that's one reason why I wouldn't do it. Other reason is, if they're still limiting certain securities, like why would you want to invest or put your money into a company that's limiting stuff when other ones aren't? That's another good reason. Lastly, what I just mentioned to you before we got on was I found out, I knew this before, but the real reason was when you make a trade, it's called when it gets when your trade's complete, it's called being executed. So there's different execution times. Robinhood is known for having pretty poor execution times. That means most likely you're not getting the best price possible for the order that you're putting in. That being said, the reason behind that, which is what I found out recently, is apparently Robinhood sells your analytical data, or like when you put an order in, it sells that information to other brokerage firms, other companies, other market makers. They see that. So say you put an order in for $1, another company will scoop up something for 99 cents and then sell it to you for the $1. So they're making money off of your transaction because they know that you're trying to buy it for that price. They could see that order. They got that data. So think about, even if they're only making a penny off that transaction, say they do that, 20, 30 million times a day with all these different people, all these different transactions. That's how they're making side money from that. So
would you, that sounds like Robinhood is stealing from the poor and giving to the rich.
Exactly. It's the opposite of Robinhood.
Wow.
So,
but personally with me, when I have tried to hop in things, day trading even, and, I'm trying to get an immediate, transaction. I'm trying to get a specific price. Personally with me using TD Ameritrade, I've never had an issue. Their execution is on point. I usually get exactly what I want or better. They always try to get your price or better. I bought stuff in Robinhood. It's taken forever to fill. It's not filled very, quickly. It'll fill up the price I wanted, and then I'll look back and the stock will be down, another 2-3% after I bought it. So they didn't really try to get the best price. It's slow. I don't know. I just personally, even if you're a beginner, I would recommend Webull over Robinhood.
And so actually that brings me to my question I have for you for the day. So of course on the Fireside chat, we have a wide variety of people from different backgrounds in our audience. So of course they have different knowledge bases, they have different familiarities with the stock market, all those kinds of things. And so my real question for you is there really a one size fits all app for starting trading for everyone? Or are there different circumstances where you might choose some other ones, and why?
Yeah. So I think originally Robinhood was the one that
That's a great question.
Yeah. I think originally Robinhood was the one that most people would go for just because it was so well known. They started out first being commission free. It's very easy and user friendly. However, there's a lot of other companies out there that are easy to use as well. You get so much more tools that you can use with it, like I was mentioning TD Ameritrade. However, for beginners, if you're new and you don't feel comfortable going to Robinhood, or even if you do, it's okay. But if you don't feel comfortable and you want to have another option, I recommend Webull. I personally don't use Webull, but I know a lot of people that do. The only reason
because Weebulls wobble, but they don't fall down.
That's true. That is exactly true. But the reason I don't use it is because I already have like 2 or 3 other different brokerages I use that I'm satisfied with, so I don't feel a need to go to it. But I know people that use it. Easy to use, also free commission, trades. One thing I didn't mention is another reason I don't like Robinhood is because of their restriction on hours. You can't trade until 9 a.m. in the morning, and I don't think you have much access after hours trading either. I don't know if we didn't really talk about market hours, but the regular market hours from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. As soon as 4 o'clock comes around, that's it for regular market hours. So anything from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. is after hours, and anything as early as 4 a.m. in the morning until 9:30 a.m. is pre-market. So Robinhood limits your ability to do that. So another reason why I don't like them, because with TD Ameritrade, I could wake up at 4 in the morning and start stock trading. Well, I have a 5-hour advantage over Robinhood people to get early entries on things, to see, what else is out there. And my account is free, just like Robinhood. So it just depends what you're looking for. If you don't need to, be a crazy day trader and wake up 4 a.m., I don't really do that often at all. But, just the ability to be able to do that is great. Or say you get bad news on one of your positions and you want to cut your losses. You don't want to be trapped after hours at 6 p.m. with Robinhood. I can trade up till 8 or 9 p.m. in TD Ameritrade. I can dump my shares right before that if I had to. So it's security. It security for investment as well, like having a better brokerage to be able to trade at different hours. I think Webull does have better hours, but not as great as TD Ameritrade or Fidelity or some of the other ones. I'm not 100% sure, but Webull would be my recommendation for beginners. If you're a little more intermediate or advanced, I'd recommend number one, Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade. That's just my personal recommendation.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome answer.
Yeah, I was just about to ask about Webull's hours, but you hit it right on the head.
So I don't know. I think you might be able to trade at 4 a.m. with Webull. I'm not quite sure, but I think the after
early.
hours is not the same.
Mm.
So E-Trade, my brother actually uses E-Trade. He likes it a lot. I think E-Trade and TD Ameritrade are both, and Charles Schwab, which is actually the same company as TD because they merged. But those three, I'm pretty sure, have full access to all the hours and everything. And then there's more advanced trading platforms than the ones I just mentioned, but I'm not at that level yet. I'm not a Wall Street trader, sitting in New York, doing all that. I don't have 10 monitors at my house. That's the goal in the future. That's what I want to do for sure. But right now, I think I'm pretty satisfied with what I'm using. So.
Well, right now you're making a lot of money on the stock market. You're making the people a lot of money. And so why don't we hop into how you make the people money? Do you have a fast five for us today?
Yeah, let me pull up my phone here. I don't memorize anything, unfortunately. So.
Except your drum parts.
Except my drum parts, yeah. Let me just see. So these are just going to be some that I'm watching for next week. I'm not really going to go into much detail. And this is me personally. So I mentioned last time the ARK ETFs. I'm watching all of them right now. The two main ones I always say is ARK K and ARK G. They've had some great movement. All last week we're making higher highs. Keep on watch. I think that they're going to break out in the next week or two even higher. For the beginner trader, I mean, it's a safer thing. It is an ETF. Like I mentioned before, you have Kathy Wood, who's the manager for all of those and actively managed ETF. She's great. They are a little volatile, but they keep going up. They're awesome. So that's one recommendation. I'll give you a couple more.
ARK KG, right?
ARK K and ARK G. They're two separate ones.
So that's like ARK Kevin and ARK Garnett.
If you just type ARK in your app, I'm sure all of the different ETFs will come up. They have about 6 or 7 different ones. Let's see. So XL Fleet. I was trading them pre-merger when they were Pivotal Corporation, when they were still a SPAC. The reason I'm into them right now is because of the short percentage is over 70% still, and they have an earnings date of March 30th, and they actually had a PR positive press release the other day. So I think they're going to actually move up this next week. My price target is over $25 or $26 at the end of next week.
Oh wow!
So
what are they at now?
20.
Oh, so $6.
And long-term price targets are much higher than that. I would say maybe 50 long-term. So it could be a good investment. However, disclaimer, volatile, especially with the short percentage being so high. Sesson, I mentioned them a while ago on other podcasts. That's SESN. I have a long position in them. I am not selling. I'm holding the stock for the next 3 to 5 years.
Wow.
I'm looking for a $50 a share or even a buyout. They're waiting on news from the FDA for their BLA submission for their bladder cancer drug, which I mentioned before. There's only one other competitor, and that's Merck. So their drug, Sesson's drug, is better than Merck's. I'm looking for them to get bought out or go up huge. I think they're up like 30 or 40% in the last week.
Wow.
And I'm holding a pretty hefty position in them.
You said that's Sesson.
Sesson Bio.
SESN.
Yes. 2 more I'm going to mention. OPK, Opco Health. They are partnered with Pfizer, actually, with a couple different drugs that are not to market yet. They're in the process of the FDA approval. One of them is called Rayladee. I did some research on it. It's a vitamin D treatment. It's a little different. Like, it's not the same as just going to the store and buying vitamin D over the counter. It's different. And there has been proven results that high doses of vitamin D in certain forms can actually help your immune system and fight against COVID. So that's one bonus with this company. Not only that, they actually own BioReference Labs, which is one of the biggest COVID testing labs in the nation. They're third to Quest and LabCorp. They got all the NFL, all the NBA, all the sporting contracts for 2021. They actually have them currently now, or they had them back in 2020. So they have them for 2021. They already announced that. This stock is a huge float. It's being held down. It's being artificially manipulated. It's around $5 a share right now. My price target for the end of the year is over 10, or maybe in the teens, the low teens. If you get in now though and you have strong hands, I think you will see some profits on that. It has been going up the last couple of weeks. Definitely keep it on your watch list.
Strong hands.
Strong hands.
I heard somebody tell me you can't get diamonds if you don't have diamond hands.
That's right.
You will not make money if you guys. So you gotta hold tight. A lot of people sell quick.
Let's see. I'll give you guys one more I'm watching, and I'm on all the things I'm mentioning to you guys. I'm personally holding as well.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah.
The people know you're in it with them.
I'll give you one that might be a good entry. So United Wholesale Mortgage Company. I don't know if you guys remember Rocket Mortgage. Yeah,
kind of.
This just went public as well. They're actually bigger than Rocket. They're grossly manipulated as well. Like they're being held down. They closed today under $10 a share. They should be over $25 a share. I would say if you buy in early next week, if you could hold it for a month or two, you may see some nice gains on that. Like I said, strong hands. If you see it go down more, don't be scared. I really think that this stock's going to go up past 20 in the next month or two. And right now it's at $9.99 on sale.
Yeah,
$9.99 on sale. That's what I was just about to say. I heard from somebody that when a stock goes down, if you truly believe in it, it's not a bad thing. It's a sale. You can double down on it and make even more money.
Exactly. In the future, I could talk about more ways to determine if it's a good buy or not yet. I'm starting to focus more on technical analysis, using chart patterns and stuff like that, different indicators to see, hey, is this a good buying opportunity or can I wait a little bit longer? So, but that's for another day.
It's for another day.
So
speaking of, today was a great day.
Yes.
Market Matt, we always love to have you.
Absolutely.
Your analysis is always right on point. You're making the people tons of money, and I know they're grateful. For the rest of you all, we don't have anything else for you tonight, but we will probably see you all tomorrow by the Fireside.
Thanks for joining us for Market Matt
On 86.5 The Vibe.
See you guys.